Button, button.
No,
And
I
of
don't see no
course,
button.
you don't see nothing?
I said no button.
Oh, no button? Well, here's the important button right now. The last look at the old AP feed. Who wants it?
Physicist Heisenberg reveals new uncertainty principles. Or does he? Yeah, it's impossible to say. Today's list of banned dances. The Electric Jelly, the Van Buren Crank, and the Hospital Waiting Room Arabesque.
The electric jelly, we think, like the electric slide, but jigglier.
That's
Possibly.
that's when the geriatrics go out and do it.
Possibly, yes. Metro Goldwyn Mayer purchases all residential and commercial property in Hollywood. This'll be fine, says local official.
Uh-huh.
Coincidentally, his campaign was funded by them.
Uh-huh.
Mafia Don promoted to Prohibition Bureau Chief. We will continue to operate as a legitimate enterprise. See? He says. Too real. West Ham decimates Arsenal. How can we play soccer when pigs have eaten all of our guns? Laments team. I like that one, actually. Today's winning racehorses. A Hard Day's Wife, The Horse Fallacy, and Pinecone Pete.
Pinecone Pete is a great name.
That's the name you saw out of this.
Yes, that is the one that I chose to see.
I see.
The rest are not great.
Hmm.
Anarchists captured and executed. Justice was done in spite of vindicating evidence and lack of any other kind of evidence. Charles Lindbergh spontaneously combusts. Nation finds this exactly as interesting as everything else about Charles Lindbergh. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Babe Ruth dedicates home run, donates heart to sickly orphan. What a guy, says different orphan after death of first one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, any dates? No. Ah. April 18th, 1805.
Huh. Check the files for the date mentioned in that letter of the insurance company, and sure enough, there's a big pile of meat in there. It's old and dry, but it'll still spend.
Nice.
So it's jerky.
Yep.
Yes.
July 22nd, 1828.
The biggest headline on that date is the daring midnight theft of an entire model village from the Gray County Fair. Must be the Puckwudgies got their buildings.
A crime for the ages. January 4th, 1845.
Ah! There's something about that wrecked riverboat in the swamp. Today, a new charter riverboat, the Longfellow, was announced. Those possessed of sufficient endowment to charter the vessel are guaranteed the time of their lives. According to the boat's owner, Mr. Henry Longfellow, who is the younger and longer, I knew it, brother of poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I called that shit.
Oh, just wait.
The riverboat's champagne christening on the Crystal Dream River, one reporter was heard the joke, "Is there a long guest fellow?" Which Mr. Longfellow replied somberly, "No, that is a myth."
I guess that's all for today. March 6th, 1917.
This morning, an unexpected explosion destroyed a barn in Gray County. Captain Alvin Hamlinato of the Gray County Fire Brigade reported the fire was, pretty well contained, nothing to worry about, no problems here. That was probably caused by, some hay exploding weird, and that we should go away and don't ask me any more questions. Funeral services for the farm's residents will be held tomorrow at St. Polycarp's Cathedral in Ocean City.
Seems reasonable. And finally, June 4th, 1927.
Today's paper tells the disappearance of the charter riverboat Longfellow. All passengers and crew are presumed deceased. The riverboat's owner, Henry Longfellow, is quoted as saying, "There are many things that are long, such as boats and some distances, but the longest of all is grief." The article is not much help, but further down the page there is a coupon for free meat.
Mine!
Who would print this? The coupon says you can get 50 free meat, but doesn't say where to redeem it. Could it just be any shop?
Who would print this?
Some person. Somewhere. Some reason.
Where's the coupon? There. Huh. Right, well, anyway. Okay, shoes.
The windmill keeper's boots.
Windmill keeper's boots?
How does that look? Yeah. Let's do it. That doesn't make the flashlight annoying or anything.
Nope, not at all. Alright. To the final stop. Finale. Sinister enough for government work. Let's hear what our... Let's see here.
This bench has been covered in spikes so no vagrants are tempted to sit on it. Too real. Would you like to wander off into the desolation, rubble, and burned out buildings?
For once, I have a map. Alright, let's hear what our partners have to say tonight. Jeez, this place is pretty creepy, huh?
Gabby thinks that maybe the scary government zone isn't the best time for a reshoot.
Yeah, probably not. So let's
Do
keep
you want me to read Gabby?
You want to?
Go for it.
Okay. Probably not. So let's keep shooting the breeze. Or, I guess, not. Well, sorry about that. All the locations are already given to us because we got the fucking map in advance. But,
Wait, what are the names of these places? Hold on. Go back to that map.
okay.
So we got the Municipal Amphitheater, Vista Hill, IRS office,
Yeah.
Federal Prison,
Uh-huh.
Telephony Facility,
Uh-huh.
Black House, which is fun,
Uh-huh.
Civic Ballet Theater.
Uh-huh.
I wonder why ballet specifically. PDQ Central Office, DMV Central Branch, and Army Recruitment.
Yep.
Jesus.
How real are we gonna get here tonight, guys? First,
Fucking real.
let's see if Simone is any more talkative. Oh, you know what? The table. And look who's here.
Hey!
Iola and Xenia.
This is gonna be weird trying to talk to myself. Which one would you rather I do?
Who are you? Whose character do you like more? The rather voluptuous Iola or the very violent Xenia?
I mean, I'm fine with either.
You feel like taking Xenia, Set? On the right?
I guess so.
Okay.
You know who we haven't seen in ages? Wasco.
Oh, jeez. That guy.
He was so good at distractions. Whatever happened to him?
On the other side.
What? Really?
Didn't have much choice. Feds caught up with him and made him pick between spying for the Secret Service or prison. Last I heard, he's retiring on a government pension. Acts and stage plays sometimes.
Oh boy, that's gonna be relevant.
Mm.
Well.
You appreciate hearing...
You're not sure you know who they're talking about.
Mm. I already got the
Hey
cut.
there, baby, what's shaking?
You are. And I already got the drink out of the way, I already got my potioning out of the way, all that good stuff. I need to grab Simone. Let's see if she has anything to say here.
You want me to start there? Or are you starting with everything good?
We'll start below the line here, because that's just the normal when you talk to your partner thing up above.
Look, the ominosity here is off the charts, and I'm about this close to a total kernel panic. Can we just do whatever we're here to do and get gone?
Okay, yeah. Now, the reason I went for Molly last this time is because, recalling her previous side quests, there's something here she wants to do. Not that we've needed Gabby for any of our combat anyway, so...
Did we figure out why Gabby was disappearing and, like, having weird Gabby babies? Does that get explained?
It's just how goblins in this universe procreate. She felt urges to procreate, hence the side quest.
Okay.
That's all the explanation we got. Okay, alright. Go ahead.
Come on, Buck. This ain't the time to stand around beating our gums. Let's get a wiggle on so we can ditch this pop stand. I'm liable to get the horrors.
Yeah. Okay. And we're going to keep Molly around as we continue this. So, our main landing is the DMV building. That said, only because there are things of importance and things not of importance, I'm going to guide the tour for this one. So, let's go to Richard's, or what was Richard's building first. Oh, look.
You hear hoop and yelling nearby, and look, the game's nearly over. It's not like you're going to learn not to investigate this kind of stuff now. Turns out to be a small band of roving and/or raving maniacs. Like maybe their minds got corrupted by the shadow and they aren't reacting very well to it? I guess I'm just assuming. Scream out all your teeth might just be like a fun thing they're into. A hobby.
And Molly,
Oh my god, it's psychos from Borderlands.
And Molly's first.
Well, while you do that, I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Okay.
And get a snack.
Molly is useless. But she's got a side quest.
I wouldn't say useless, more than less than desirable performance.
How'd we do?
Well, we won. And maybe a forced apple settling kids down a bit.
So
Got
let's...
some government cheese.
Government cheese.
A paper-wrapped slab of utilitarianism in dairy form. We must have made a lot of this stuff for it to still be around all these years after the cows came home.
And a rebellious medallion.
We reject all structures and regulations, even the ones that make it possible for items like this to be mass-produced and sold at retail.
And a familiar. Wee Susie the mechanical doll.
Finally, there's a knife-wielding maniac on your side.
Now, unless this is the building you're supposed to go to, nothing here aside from one very particular item, will be all that interesting.
Look, it's the IRS.
Never! Show to the IRS!
Thank
I'm
you.
back.
Alright.
Wish somebody would get that.
Fine.
Someone's calling, but it's not a normal ring. Maybe an international call? He looks sad.
Oh, he's not bothering anybody.
But this isn't the one. I don't want to talk to him.
I understand. I'll burn the telephone then. Vote.
1.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Oh, shit.
What did you mean by if this isn't the building you're supposed to go to?
So, for each of your 3 classes, the Cheese Wizard, the Jazz Agent, or whatever the third one was, one of the 3, there's 3 buildings in this region, only one of which is actually important to the class that you're playing as. Richard, the Jazz Agent, needed to go to this building. I, as the Cheese Wizard, need to go to the DMV.
Why is the IRS where the Jazz Agent goes?
He owed 13 meat to the government. 13. And they sent him a letter about it to start the chapter, just like the letter I got from the DMV.
What part of jazz makes you go to the IRS?
That is a great question that I cannot answer. That's just how it went.
I mean, fair. Then again, I have no idea what being a cheese wizard makes you need to go to the DMV for, so...
Apparently to renew my license as a wizard.
You know, the local branch of the IRS is looking pretty run down. I think they have plenty of funds for upkeep. Maybe that's not how this works. Won't budge. It's probably just as well. You hate paying taxes.
Right, so if this isn't your
Don't we
building...
all?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if this isn't your building, you can't go in.
This tree is dead and cold, like a cold, dead hand. I'll make your way through some debris and search some buildings destroyed in more interesting ways?
Let's find the Rubble Alliance.
There's a briefcase that's been discarded amongst the rubble here. It's full of meat. Random people will throw away if you oppress them enough.
I mean, fair point, but I'd hardly call that full of meat. Come on, it's the last session.
This wheel must have gotten tired of being attached to a car.
Way!
That bit of rubble is sad, so go comfort it. Because it's afraid its best days are behind it. You will lay and collect its fears.
Yeah.
Hopefully next year's model will be right side up. It would help.
So yeah, that building is no good to us. By that same token, neither is the PDQ central office.
The movement catches the corner of your eye, and you turn to see several tall, long-lived figures gliding towards you. They twist and swirl as gracefully as ballerinas as they approach, but this beauty is contradicted by their heads, which are indescribable shadows. And I'm not using indescribable as a horror cop-out. I'm literally uncertain of what's going on in their head area. They have like a winged collar, or maybe side horns, but I think it's a mouth on it? I don't know. Fight them and see for yourself. It's weird.
If you insist.
I do.
Huh?
Um,
I see it.
what the fuck is that thing? A nutcracker?
Appears to be.
Oh.
Right.
Back to those nuts.
Do I have anything that does hot? Oop.
There we go.
Weak against hot damage. This ought to be fun. Or a complete waste of an AP. Alright, fine. Old-fashioned way. Good night.
One, guess their pas de deux wasn't a pas de don't.
We got shoes. Ballet slippers.
Oh, what does that look like?
These shoes are designed to facilitate terrible foot damage instead of preventing it.
And some ballerina tea.
See that ballerinas drink to suppress their appetites and help them stay fit. We sure hope that within the next 100 years or so, society starts to broadly reject stuff like this. About that.
And a smoldering tutu.
Despite its limited coverage, you're confident this thing will keep you warm.
And another familiar, Claus the Nutcracker.
Way to get it familiar all the way at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Not even a good one.
Yep.
I mean, that ability is not bad, reducing their stats.
Indeed. But, nah. We've put too much work into our turtle friend. And, to answer your question, Blue, the ballet slippers?
Let's leave that for a little while.
Yeah, we'll stick to that for a bit.
Okay.
Might as well enjoy the shoes in this last round.
Sure.
It's an ordinary phone booth.
I will ignore it by acknowledging it with a click.
Done. Strange structure is the only interesting thing in the area. You want to look for excitement elsewhere?
In a moment.
You can't get inside. Someone swiped the steps. Still saying they shut down the Federal Bureau of Defenestration, which is a shame, honestly. There's some sort of unusual structure here. Made of some strange kind of metal you've never seen before. It's opaque, but still somehow glowing from within. Like a math book that swallowed a candle. It's cool to touch, yet radiates a kind of warmth. This doesn't feel like a typical public art project. Why build it in an otherwise abandoned area?
This will become important, but a little bit later. The Civic Ballet Theater.
Amid the blackened rubble of an old building, somebody's erected a granite statue of a mean-looking army guy named General Bruce.
Please tell me this equates to de-erecting it.
You punch the statue in the jaw, knocking out most of his teeth.
I am supremely disappointed.
Fair enough. This cold column is covered with cold bugs. You want to sashay away?
I shall bow out in a moment. We search these for anything useful. Oh, hello. Nope, stay.
You stumble upon some freshly abandoned snacks tucked into a recess of this concrete bench. You pick them up and dust them off. Good as new.
A shadow wiener and a shadow beer.
This rock seems to be the source of the unnatural cold in the area. This rock was happy once. It provided the power for this place, the lights, the curtains, the sewing machines they used to repair the tutus when they got all torn up. Once it helped bring people joy and culture. Now there is only ruin and sadness and violence and cold. Much cold. Man, that rock is a real bummer.
Yeah.
There's that strange ring again. Good. He's up. Do you like to play with matches, caller?
Vote.
3.
Yeah, 3.
Why, sure, we all do.
This is not the one.
I understand. I will
No, I want this telephone.
Then I will get it for you.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
Hey, wait!
Telephone is silent now.
No shit. We have Shadow Wine.
Wanna hop on stage and join the terrible show?
Bust some
Wanna bust
moves.
some moves?
Heads. Once. We're not doing infinite grinding. But just once for the novelty of saying we did it. I was half expecting him to jaw down on, something. Anyway.
I'm fascinated by their half heads.
Yeah. I never knew that's what gray matter looked like.
You really told those dancers to go jump in a lake. Perhaps a swan lake.
And continuing
I
with
wouldn't
that,
recommend it. Swans will kick your fucking ass.
swans are not as nice as they look.
I have seen a single swan chase off an entire flock of Canadian geese.
Eh? Oh hey look,
Like, yeah, we're out of here.
oh hey look, 69 hours.
Nice.
So we have a swan cake
An elegant cake adorned with what you sincerely hope are fake feathers.
and a shredded tutu.
As shredded as your exposed thighs will look when you're wearing it.
Okay.
Right. The municipal amphitheater.
With a sinister hissing, the shadows of a nearby alley coalesced in the forms of 3 shadow policemen. Look like you better get ready for a fight.
Don't sweat it, Buck. I got this one.
Molly mows down the cop silhouettes with a burst from her Tommy gun, and they burst into wisps of black smoke that quickly disperse. So, never mind.
Alright. Thanks, Molly. So,
Alrighty then. It's a hot pile of bug digging.
This is the second round of weird bugs, isn't it?
uh-huh.
It's pronounced concerted, so it's not a pun. Nice try, though. This is both a tragedy and an opportunity.
Mine.
You catch pieces one at a time until you have a whole handful. You painstakingly recovered this popcorn one kernel at a time from a burning truck.
Sure did.
Why, I don't know. Not much like popcorn these days myself.
You know, the sound these shoes are making? That's the combat theme from West of Loathing, in Xylo form. What a reference.
Hey, it's a burning bush.
Usually need medicine for that. We have here a shadow salad. Speaking of cursed nether regions.
Nah, I haven't had that much dairy yet today.
More telephony. Hello? It's for you.
That isn't him. I am there in his house now. I am there with him. This is not him.
I'll burn the telephone then.
Dude, these telephones are expensive.
Yeah. Go with 3.
Hey, stop doing that. Those telephones are expensive.
You want to join this extremely violent dance?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Speaking of callbacks, while I was at lunch with Richard last weekend, he mentioned there was actually a first game before West of Loathing.
Yes, Kingdom of Loathing.
I have a curiosity.
As do I just haven't gotten around there yet. But I sure shall sometime in the future.
Delightful time, though. Well, you defeated those maniacs by fighting like you've never fought before.
More government cheese and, this wallet on a chain.
Your wallet close and your enemies distant enough to shoot at.
Excellent.
And what would have once been considered a great amount of meat.
And by the way, that government cheese, there's somewhere we could go with this.
The rat nibbles part of the wrapper off the block of cheese and gives a good sniff. He nods at you, drags the block into his hole, and comes back a few seconds later with a gift.
A bottle cap ring.
This ring has a bottle cap welded to it, capping the amount of damage you can sustain to that precise spot on your ring finger. You can't take more than 5 damage at once.
Oh my god, that would have been useful in that monolith fight from Chapter 4.
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh well, we have a ton of HP anyhow. Right, back to work.
No, I got off of work.
Okay, fine, I'll do it. The Army Recruitment Building.
As you approach a bombed-out street corner, you stumble across a cast-iron statue. A 20-foot likeness of your nemesis, Dark Noel.
Destroy it!
You focus your rage until it is white-hot, then use that white-hot rage to melt the statue into a heap of slag that doesn't even look like a little bit of a lady anymore.
Yes,
Remind
yes.
me who that was?
Dark Noel?
Mm-hmm.
The president. The president.
Oh, she has a name.
Yes, she does.
Doesn't she serve the president?
No, Dark Noel, I'm pretty sure, is the president.
Either way.
We'll be finding out shortly who knows that. And actually, my mistake. The Army Building is the third. But anyway, it says...
And the door to the Army recruitment office is square, olive drab, and menacing. Just like the Army itself. Hey!
Hello!
Oh my god, there's a character in Borderlands you would love.
Steve,
It
yes.
won't budge. It's probably just as well. You have zero interest in joining the military.
He had plenty
His
of...
name is Steve.
Yeah, he had plenty of
And his
exposure.
introduction-
He had plenty of exposure in Poker Night 2 with Claptrap.
Fucking claptrap.
Matter of fact, if you unlock the Borderlands 2 theme, every poker game elimination, Steve shoots him with his bazooka, but with confetti in it instead of actual weaponry.
There's rumors he'll be an actual proper NPC in Borderlands 4.
Nice.
You've never been recruited. Can you be recruited?
Just show me the map when I get done.
That wasn't even good. There's something nasty crawling around this chunk of rubble. They're calling again.
Hello?
What will you do on a rainy day? When your house is on fire, how will you get out? When you are in the train, who will save you?
Vote.
What question do you want me to answer first?
I like 3.
In all cases, I will simply panic.
This isn't him.
I understand. Do you want this telephone, or shall I burn it?
Give it! Give it to me!
Vote 1 or 2.
Can you please tell me the fuck you are?
Yeah.
At least tell me who you are. Either of you.
No, this rock doesn't belong here. It doesn't belong anywhere!
Wow, that was a dramatic sound effect.
Oh good, you heard it.
Yeah, I did. You know, my car's in great shape except for one little teensy tiny thing.
What's that?
Inoperable head light. That's a shame.
I see, yes.
The soda machine has knocked itself over in an act of conscientious objection.
Anything in there?
There is, but only one.
Modern Army Soda.
Dan says, this isn't your father's cola, which is a bold move considering how many of today's soda drinkers lost their fathers in the Cola Wars.
And they still drink the cola responsible for leading them to their deaths.
That sounds right. Would you like to wander off into an endless expanse of abandoned cars, about a quarter of which are on fire?
You're really selling it. You know what? I want to go out that way, just to see if anything happens. Oh, nothing. Alright, the telephony facility.
Are we gonna see who's ringing?
You find the crumbled foundation of what was once a towering obsidian pillar. It becomes clear to you that this rock was pretty frightening even before the entire area became a terrifying, blighted ruin. Maybe the old government was just as scary as the new one. It makes you think. You stop thinking, though, when a spooky mist gathers around you and drifts into your pocket.
I mean, government. That's quite enough.
Indeed.
So here's the second tower.
Another nearly identical sculpture? You're not really sure what this is or what person serves. It's made out of the same weird metal. Very strange.
Yeah, we've seen that text. We've seen that text already.
An ordinary phone booth.
Ignored. Yeah, literally nothing here. Vista Hill.
All the other areas.
Yeah, we'll get to the important ones at the end.
What the frig?
Molly has stopped in front of a wall that has been plastered with several broadsheet posters. The illustration is of a sultry blonde woman making a kissy face at the viewer with a battleship on fire in the background. Loose women sink ships. No dancing, no short skirts, and no obscene language.
Wow.
Molly, unexpectedly, says nothing. With gritted teeth, she ejects the drum from her Tommy gun, opens the cover, and does something inside with her knife.
Molly? What are you doing?
Give me a minute, Buck. I'm carving the rudest words I know into all of my bullets. I'll show them how to sink a damn ship.
Tommy spray now hits for 12 shots instead of 9.
Nice.
And here is the third tower.
Yet another copy of the strange metal thing. One was weird enough, but 3 of them is an outright mystery.
Is that a little viewing thing over there?
It is.
One of those page telescopes with a better look at any of the scenery around here is of no value at all.
Indeed. Here's the final objective, which we cannot reach yet. The Black House.
You find yourself in front of a forbidding building. The crumbling ruin of some old government office. Its bureaucrats now replaced with regular rats.
Let's check it out.
You poke around through the sad old offices and hallways, lamenting the fall of the reliable old structures we once depended on. Is this really the future? You sigh. A couple of minutes later, you find an old safe full of meat, and your mood improves dramatically due to the short-term windfall.
It's not even 0.1% of my current holdings, but...
That's peasant money.
Woohoo! The not-so-White House.
The action here is clearly not in that direction.
Nor this one.
And yet, that gate is seriously locked. It seems made of some strange metal or the same strange metal as those giant structures you encountered. Very curious indeed.
So does anybody remember...
I was gonna say, so clearly that's however we get the key involves those things.
Yeah, so does anybody remember that cursed key we found along the way, and subsequently uncursed?
Yes, that was supposed to open anything.
Except, specifically, this. That key does not work in this lock, it gets repelled out.
Huh.
So you actually have to go through and get the key you need to get. Which fortunately doesn't entail very much. Like, there are no new locations to be found by wandering. They're all given to you. This really is just kind of a straight-up final chapter. So, Molly's action is supposedly here at the federal prison.
You encounter another group of those guys whom you might characterize as cultists. Except you can't imagine them carrying out any ceremony more somber and intricate than set each other on fire while yelling. Again, psychos from the Borderlands series. But hey, I'm not a religious type. What do I know?
Let's get him. 12 times.
They just look like really high people from the wrong kind of mosh pit.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're high on evil.
Now then, what was I doing? And nothing new here. Molly has not spoken yet, and here we go. Does it bother you?
What?
Having to make all these telephone calls?
Oh, listen. It's him.
Vote.
Me?
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 He looks sad.
Oh, he's not bothering anybody.
Let's burn him and see what he does.
Vote.
No.
Does hanging up stop them?
I don't know. Am I to take it this is a deadlock and I have to choose?
I want to try hanging up and see if it does anything.
Because of the fact that I know what wait no does, I'm going to pick hang up. And the answer is no, it doesn't do anything different.
That's very rude of them.
I guess being a fish face doesn't change anything.
That'll make it easier for him to go where you please.
Maybe later.
Some prisoner must have discarded their hat here when they were released.
Mine! The prison hat.
It's a stripy prisoner's hat. Wearing it makes it statistically more likely that you are a robber.
So that's how they flavor the boost in item and meat drops.
It's fascinating to me what they're giving you in this last chapter.
Yeah.
I guess they're maybe not expecting you to be you and grind all the way here and expecting you to have to go back through the other levels to beat the end.
I mean, I kinda did, but, you know.
Nope. Somebody really doesn't know how to park.
So there is a considerable amount of action in this place. So we have...
Does that say chiropractor?
Yep, we have an exercise yard, a warden's office, the mess hall, the chiropractor's office, cell blocks 1, 2, and 3. Let's check these two guys out.
Small wonder they kicked him out of the cell blocks.
Hi, I'm Alpha.
Harmonica sound. I'm Crimsley. Jim Crimsley.
Nice, sounds.
Thanks. Takes a lot of practice to get good at the harmonica. Of course, all I got is time.
Any chance you'd want to part with that honky horn?
And go back to playing just the harmonica? Well, I'll swap it to you for a cracker.
Just a cracker? Are you that hungry?
Huh? Oh, you're new. It ain't my job to show fish the ropes. Go ask Tetley in 1A.
He shows ropes to fish? That's a weird job. I guess I can't think of anything to ask you. See you around.
Later.
So we're going to jump ahead to cell block 1 just to get the cracker business out of the way.
This guy's a little shady, you know, comparatively.
Hi, I'm Alpha.
Hey, I'm Tetley. You want to buy a cracker?
You're selling crackers? How much?
300 meat.
For a cracker? You're crackers.
New around here, huh? Look, crackers are what we call gift certificates to the prison chiropractor. Use them as currency.
Ah, alright, that makes sense, I guess.
Tetley fans out a handful of gift certificates and waves them at you. Oh, wanna buy a cracker?
Is it true you show ropes to fish?
What? Where'd you hear that? Who's the dirty rattlebox that's been spreading filthy rumors about me?
You know what they say? Snitches and stitches?
Yep.
Is we snitches?
Nah. I say no.
Yeah, I didn't catch his name.
I didn't catch his name.
Well, if I find out who it was, they won't be getting any more crackers from me except for the skull, and it'll be a different kind of cracker.
So
Okay,
in total, we're gonna need 7 of these, if I counted correctly.
Oh no, how could we ever afford it?
We can't. That's part of the
Thanks
fun,
for your
though.
patronage, pal.
A prison chiropractor gift certificate.
This certificate entitles the bearer to 1 complimentary spine adjustment in the prison chiropractor's office. Giggity?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should get us entirely through the prison.
I like that his name is Tetley because that is a T.
Hmm.
Not a great T, but a T nonetheless.
Indeed. You have much experience with tea, right?
Hey, Alpha. What's up?
So here's your cracker.
Alright, deal's a deal.
A super honky horn.
Bicycle horn with some kind of little mechanism inside that makes it constantly and annoyingly change pitch.
Plays as an offhand item. Alright. Oh, no, wait. Let's get the janitor first. Hi, I'm Alpha.
Hey there, I'm Moppy.
Huh.
Eh.
Weird coincidence that your parents named you that, and here you are now, mopping.
It's a nickname. People call me that because I like to mop floors.
Oh, I assumed it was going to be a comedic reversal. Should I have a nickname? I feel like a hip prison nickname like yours would help me fit in.
Oh, I'm happy to suggest one if you want.
Sure, hit me.
Super?
Nah,
Fountainhead?
nah,
Sandwich?
nah,
What about Rumpelstiltskin?
nah,
Keepers, maybe?
nah,
How about Weevil?
nah.
Whooper? Oh, so we went
Isn't
from
that a
Weevil to
Pokemon?
Yeah, so
Yeah, we went from
I
Weevil
kind of
to
want to.
Pokemon.
I kind of want to stop right here and take Whooper.
I mean, if you want to, that's okay. Whooper's a great Pokemon. Useful as hell.
Whooper's also got a weird face, kind of like we do.
What you
That's-
trying to say?
That's it. I love it.
Got it. Welcome to the family, Whooper.
Well, I mean, look at this face. Tell me that constant weird, greppy smiling face isn't weird on Whooper.
Did you say Greppy?
I did say greppy.
What is Greppy?
It's a Game Grumps joke. If you look up grep, you see the same kind of facial expression you see on Whooper. At least that's how it was drawn.
Mm.
I will always regret this.
If you ever need information, Whooper, just ask me. I overhear all kinds of stuff while I'm mopping.
That's good to know. Thanks. See you later, Mappy. Since we already started cell block 1, let's continue cell block 1.
There's a grumpy-looking fella.
Hey there, I'm Whoop.
I'm Rimmel. What do you want?
Nothing really.
Fuck out of here, then. This cell is empty. Someone's not meeting their crime quota. It's this guy's getting pretty buff. Well, in the arms at least.
Ah, I'm Whooper. Can you
Now you're
teach?
stuck with it.
Yep. Can you teach me to do that?
You trying to lift a dumbbell?
Yeah.
A cracker.
Yours. All yours. It's a deal.
Okay, then. He passes one of his dumbbells through the bars and shows you how to bend your elbow.
We have a perk. Hard time, hard body.
You learn to exercise the way they do in prison, out of soul-crushing boredom of the mean guy watching.
Who's for a game of Don't Drop the Soap?
What did you say?
Which part?
Oh, can't think of anything to ask you.
Yeah, that's going to be the same thing at the end of each conversation.
This guy has apparently managed to smuggle in a full-length sword.
Jesus.
Hi, I'm
He
Whooper.
swallowed it. Hey, Whooper. I'm Clive.
Nice sword. And nice people's elbow.
Thanks.
Or people's
Technically,
eyebrow.
it's a Japanese-style katana, and I'm
mean,
not
look-
a weeb at all.
I mean, look at his face, the people's eyebrow.
True.
How in the hell did you get a katana in here?
I made it in the prison machine shop out of folded-up license plates.
Can I buy it?
Well, okay, I guess I can make another one. I'll swap it to you for a deck of Luckies.
Come again?
Deck of cigarettes.
I bought 3 of these ahead of time, knowing we needed them. Okay.
I wasn't really expecting you to have them. Well, a deal's a deal. Take good care of her.
A hand-forged katana.
This guy said he made it out of license plates, and if you look real close, you can just faintly see where it says Capital District along the edge of the blade.
Thanks. I will. Do you want your katana back? You seem regretful.
Thanks, but nah, it's okay. We're making plans for an even better one. Maybe even an Odachi or a Nagamaki.
Neat.
Weeb.
Well, see ya.
Total fucking weeb.
Okay, if this is the last chapter and we're poking around in other stuff anyway, I vote we change our shoes.
Okay. And so yeah, we are going to get all of our stats up to 13 within the scope of this prison, and that'll allow us the 6th game on the boardwalk. Okay, shoes.
The gymnast shoes are cartwheels, right?
Yep.
Let's do that.
Or why not?
Jim Crimsley over here doesn't have a nickname.
He probably isn't cool enough to have one based on the reason he got kicked out of his cell.
Fair enough. No, either this cell is empty or they arrested some air. This guy was a little smug for being in jail.
Hi there, I'm Whooper.
How's it going, Whooper? I'm Wilmer.
And you're useless, bye.
Wow.
This prisoner is, what is she doing?
Hi, I'm Whooper.
Nice to meet you. I'm Donna.
What are you doing there?
Levitating in orange.
Oh, telekinesis? I can do a little of that.
What I'm doing is a bit different, more general purpose.
Well, color me intrigued. Tell me more about your, hover in orange.
Well, since it's so boring in here, I've been exercising my imagination. And it turns out if you get really good at imagining things, you can trick your brain into believing they're real. And if you get really good at that, you can make them actually real.
Wow, jeez. Wait, so why are you still in a jail cell?
Well, these bars suddenly disappearing is a little harder to imagine than a floating orange.
I see. Can you teach me your imagination thing?
I imagine so. But this kind of power is potentially dangerous and therefore valuable.
Sure, of course.
But you seem okay. I'll teach you in exchange for a cracker.
Great.
Huh. He puts you through a variety of imagination training exercises, and it's like rotating cubes and so on, until you finally got the hang of it.
Wow, thanks. Now I just have to find an orange.
It works on other things too.
Daydream believer.
You get bored enough, you can change reality just by being really bored at it.
There's the mysticality version. Moxie will come in just a little bit. Apples?
Whoa, whoa, don't aim too high there.
Okay, okay. Well, thanks for your help. See you around.
Okay, see ya, Whooper.
Had to give you one farewell.
You know, this jail has just bones in it. They must have committed a bone crime. What the fuck is a bone crime? Seriously.
I'm not going to answer that one on camera.
Oof. Unclear how this guy could be cooking food in his cell, but that does seem to be what he's doing.
Hi there. I'm Whooper.
Hi, I'm Lumford.
Are you cooking?
Yeah, dude.
Want to sell me that spatula?
Not really, but I do need a box of coffin nails.
Cigarettes?
Yeah, to help mask the flavor of whatever this is I've been cooking.
Okay, here you go.
Alright, suppose I can always get another spatula. Here you go.
A makeshift prison spatula.
This used to be something else, but with patience and ingenuity, it was converted into a pretty bad spatula.
Thanks. How's your, food?
Thanks to these smokes, I have no idea.
Well, thanks again for the spatula. I'll see you around.
So, bone crimes.
Yes.
There was like a whole kerfluffle a couple years ago on Tumblr because this one girl like was literally stealing bones from cemeteries just for things that she decided were spells.
No, I was just gonna stick with it being people boning, but that works.
That would be a boning crime. And there's a very different like context with a bone crime, a boning crime, and a boner crime.
I am now contractually obligated to ask about option C there.
I wouldn't know. I don't have boners.
Okay.
Fair point. I was thinking I found the source of that whistling.
Ah, I'm Whooper.
Hi, I'm Mitch.
You're a pretty good whistler.
Thanks, I've been practicing ever since I swapped my harmonica to Crimsley.
What'd you get in return?
And a stash wax. Pulled some other guy, though.
Okay. Can you teach me to whistle?
I can't exchange for a cracker.
Here you go.
Wait, okay, it's pretty easy. Just put your lips together, murder a guy for sleeping with your car, and get sentenced to life in prison and below.
Can I skip that middle bit?
Sure, I guess, but that's what worked for me.
Expert whistler.
You're really good at whistling Dixie, and I'm not lying.
And a mouth cork?
A cork, whittled to the exact shape and size of the mouth of the guy who gave it to you. Ugh.
What's the cork for?
In case you want to stop.
Okay, thanks. I'll be seeing you later then. Goodbye. Okay, now that we have that. One quick little detour to the boardwalk. The Eldritch is getting better. Okay, is there a special dealing in hell I can give to these creatures? Oh, but I can sure use these up. Or just one of them. Alright, goodbye. How much you got left? Alright.
Oh man, I was hoping you'd come back, and I'm not just saying that as a carny who wants you to pay 10 meat to play his games. The two people have ever beaten our 6th challenge, and kid, I think you might be the 3rd.
What's the challenge?
Crack a short message encoded with military-grade cipher while crushing a cinder block with your forehead and juggling these 3 live cobras.
Does it still count if I get bitten?
Strictly speaking, yes, but I don't recommend it.
Okay, here we go.
Carney gestures theatrically to a cinder block and a hissing whisker basket, then starts tapping out dots and dashes on the telegraph key. Usually pick up the basket and toss the snakes into the air, grabbing and juggling them before they get a chance to react. Beep, 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 hiss, beep, beep, beep.
Okay, B is a G and a V is a P and a...
Hiss. Beep, 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 hiss. Beep, beep, bleh.
A G is a T and a P is a B and a...
Beep, 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 hiss, beep, beep, beep.
Drink your Ovaltine? What the hell does that mean?
Don't forget the cinder block.
Ah, right.
Crunch! Magnifico, brilliant. Just toss the snakes back into the basket there and I'll give you your prize.
A shiny plastic crown.
A child's plastic crown plated in genuine 24-karat gold.
Way!
Here he is, our current champion of skills. Are you ready to face the final challenge? Level 7, the feat that nobody has ever beaten before. All you have to do is untie this Gordian knot
Oh, that's easy.
without cutting it.
Oh.
While using a compass and a straight edge to construct a square with the same area as a given circle,
But that's...
and break this raw egg by yelling at it.
We're not going to get here. Could somebody look up Boardwalk Challenges and see what this prize would have been?
Alright, I got it.
Thanks. Because I have no way of BSing the M stats. The file doesn't provide a way to do that. Because what it does is it separates all the different ways you picked up a point of an M stat. There's no actual compendium sum total for it.
So, I mean, how do you get to 15 then? They wouldn't ask for it if it was impossible.
Oh, there must have been stuff I either didn't do or did wrong or missed or what have you. I'm not going through all of this again just to do that. While you're doing that, let's get back to the prison.
It gives you a goldfish familiar.
Okay, comparatively useless. Thanks
These
for...
are some combinations of Baker that appears to have suffered some sort of massive explosion.
Thanks for checking that anyway.
The nation knows it is strong, but it regrets not being strong to save the rest of the bakery from the massive explosion. Next time, it will try harder.
You assume there will be a next time. Okay, continuing from 3B.
This prisoner, he's just staring at you, dead-eyed.
Hi, I'm Whooper. How's it going? What are you in for? You okay, bud? So, how's the food in here? You, getting along with the other prisoners? Just off in your own little world, huh? I guess everyone has their own coping strategies. You know, I met a librarian I think you'd get along with. A guy named Ted. Real quiet like. He's got a single giant eyeball for a head. And
Coming for you, not her.
okay, nice chatting with you. Bye now.
So do you want a list of all the things that it would take to get you to 15? How good's your memory to know if you got them all?
Good enough, I think. Let's hear it.
Okay, it says basic humanity plus all character sheet upgrades is a +5. The maggot hat is a +1 to all.
Richard did get that. I did not.
The monster club sash is a +1 to all.
I do have that.
There's a pants that's +2, but it doesn't say which.
I believe I'm currently wearing that. The weathered jeans. That's the only pair of pants that was useful in that store we just put up.
Repeated surrenders +1 all.
Do you really think I would ever willingly surrender? I guess I should, shouldn't I?
Potion and food can give you the +1 all. Crackers to all the people in prison gives you a +1 to all.
Yeah.
Booze from your speakeasy in Ocean City +2 total.
Yeah.
Cat boon plus wherever you want.
Yeah.
Statue of yourself in room from cleaning Pukwudgie Village +1 wherever you want.
Yeah.
Orb in room +1 moxie.
Mm-hmm.
Chiropractor +1 muscle.
Uh-huh.
Helping Marvin +1 moxie.
Uh-huh.
Helping Catholic priest +1 muscle.
Uh-huh.
Letting the corn maze dentist finish your teeth +1 moxie.
Uh-huh.
There's a quest that gives you Daydream Believer for mysticality, but the person doesn't remember on this list.
That was the woman.
That we just got that, right?
Yeah.
Something called Pep Talk.
We do have that.
That's +1 moxie and mysticality.
Here's pep talk right here.
And then somebody says the other thing is to use the prologue cat to give you +1 to everything, which is in your dreams every night.
Son of a bitch, it's too late for that. Which means the best I would be able to do for myself, if I heard all that correctly, was a 15, a 15, and a 14. Fuck. Oh well. It's only for fucking familiar anyway, and I'm sure an achievement, so... Ah well. We got...
Dark-haired young woman glares at you while swirling a sharpened toothbrush in her fingers.
What are you looking at, Rubberneck? Amscray, your mama's calling for you.
I couldn't help noticing your tattoo. Is that a heart with N plus M in it?
I'll put this shiv in your noticers. Go milk a duck, peeper.
Okay, so you are definitely Nancy. Nancy McGill, right?
What are you? A slap man? A gazer? Or just a scissor bill?
Now, Richard could not actually interact with this woman. And the reason why is she never got Molly, and the reason she never got Molly is because he didn't play nice with the mob like I did. Not any of those, probably. I'm a friend of Molly's.
Oh, huh. Well, if you know Molly, and you aim full of holes, you must be a right guy. What's the score, pal?
I think I should just let Molly explain that.
She's here? Well, what am I listening to your teeth rattle for?
I'll go get her.
You head back outside and wave Molly over, then escort her to cell block 3.
Molly, baby!
Noodles, I'm so glad we weren't too late.
I asked you not to call me that in public. What are you doing here? We agreed you wouldn't visit, 'cause if the fuzz catch sight of you...
We ain't seen a single hacket anyway, I had to bring you the cake.
Oh, you brought me a cake? Ain't you a sweet potato? Wait, is this an Alcatraz special? I don't get it. I only got about a year left. I mean, yeah, it hurts being apart, but...
They didn't... Oh, it's Molly.
They didn't tell you? They're transferring you to Bridgewater.
The color drains out of Nancy's face.
Bridgewater? Why? I only stabbed...
She pauses to count on her fingers.
3 guards and 5 inmates. Or 6 if you count the guy whose face I peeled off. Okay. I guess I could see it.
Transfer could be any day now. You gotta bust out of here tonight.
Okay. Yeah, right after lights out. I'll have to go around and lie low for a few weeks, but I'll get in touch after that.
Okay, you better make it. If you get caught or hurt, I'll...
Hey now, come on, Button. You know me. Turn off the waterworks. I'll be fine as a frog hair.
Better.
You better scram before one of the few remaining guards comes by. Here, it ain't your birthday yet, but I made you a little something.
Nancy holds up a fine chain necklace with a Tommy gun bullet hanging from it. She fastens it around Molly's neck, and you look away awkwardly as the two of them share a kiss through the bars. You gonna be okay? And it's Molly again if you want to take her back.
I can take her back. Yeah, Nancy's right. I don't gotta worry. She's tough as nails, tough as anything.
She's a little scary, frankly. She peeled a guy's face off,
Yeah, that's little Nancy McGill for you.
and I thought you were crazy. Maybe I was right.
Yeah, Buck. If there ain't one thing you should understand about me by now, it's that I don't like getting bored.
I guess not. Now then, back to what we were doing.
Nancy shoots you a look.
Hi, Nancy.
Listen, you keep an eye on Molly, get it? Anything happens to her, it's gonna have dire consequences for you.
No worries. Incidentally, you owe me 1,000 meat for that cake.
Oh, is that a fact? Well, will you pay me 1,000 meat, not cut your middle open and tie one end of your guts to a streetcar?
That seems like a fair price.
So well, why don't we just call it square then?
Okay, good luck.
Now she's too busy eating cake to talk to you.
Yeah, well, we got what we wanted.
Now the guy in this house is ignoring you and he's doing it really hard. This guy is practicing the most dangerous, and therefore best, kind of juggling.
Hi, I'm Whooper.
Hey, I'm Lewis.
You wanna sell me that shiv?
I suppose I could. Stop you for a pack of cigs.
Deal.
Thanks. It's gonna be much trickier to juggle.
An artisanal shiv.
It's not always just about stabbing a guy. Sometimes it's about eventually stabbing a guy for making fun of the craftsmanship of all your previous shivs.
Thanks. See ya. Alright. The warden's office.
And this door has a big complicated looking keypad lock on it. You're not getting in there.
Here's the mess hall. Let's check these tables.
Sign on the count says, 1 slop per customer. I'm looking at you. The man slaps a slop onto a plate and hands it to you.
What is this shit?
This prison figured out how to improve their efficiency by serving the prisoners a blended up combination of bread and water.
God, that's disgusting. Fuck.
It is. Go ahead and slop you're carrying and points at the sign at the end of the counter. This prisoner seems determined to eat more pepper than food.
Hi there, I'm Whooper.
Hi, I'm Nora.
Oh, nice spice jar.
I need this one so I can keep eating here without dying of boredom. I have a similar gadget I can sell you though.
Shows you an elaborate mechanical pepper mill.
I made it in the prison machine shop, but I decided I prefer a traditional shaker. I'll give it to you for a cracker.
Well, sounds good to me.
Sweet. Maybe I can trade this for some decent food.
An automatic pepper mill.
Never again will you get a sore elbow after spending hours cranking an old-fashioned pepper mill.
I still get a sore elbow. Never mind. Thanks. Thank you, Nora. See you later. The exercise yard.
More bleak and depressing over that way. You know, somebody's long abandoned herb garden is over here. This guy seems pretty good at lifting weights.
Hi, I'm Whooper.
Yeah, I'm Bruno.
Nice to meet you, Bruno. See ya.
Piss off. This guy's having some kind of a wild time.
Hi there, I'm Whooper.
Hiya, I'm Vinny.
I like your weird ball.
Giggity. First time I ever heard that. Yeah, I didn't invent this because we haven't got a basketball hoop.
I see. Any chance I could buy that nifty basketball string dealy from you?
Alright, I'll sell it to you for a cracker.
Here you go.
Nice. Here you go.
A basketball on a string.
Basketball on the end of a rubber string so you can dribble in any direction you want to.
Nice. Well, thanks, Vinny. Be seeing you.
These rocks are cold. Much like Russian fire. They open up to you, you big softy. Generous Chemical Company has donated some toxic waste for the prisoners to enjoy. Yummy.
And finally, the chiropractor's office.
This adds a very small amount of spa-like ambiance to this poster is labeled bones and things that could be wrong with them. The chiropractor's less fortunate customers. This guy basically looks like a doctor.
Oh, this should be good. Hi, I'm Whooper.
Hello, I'm Dr. Dixley. How can I help you?
Dixley.
Are you the prison physician?
Close. I'm the prison chiropractor.
What's the difference?
While a physician treats ailments through specific medications and treatments tailored to that ailment, a chiropractor fixes everything by pushing on your spine.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Would you, be willing to play doctor with me?
Certainly. In exchange for one of my gift certificates.
Okay, here.
Okay, just lie down on the table here.
This is safe, right? I'm a little nervous about letting someone mess with the bones that contain the nerves that let my head communicate with all the rest of my body. That was a fun noise.
This science was developed by a man who didn't believe in vaccines or even germs, and claimed the techniques were given to him by a ghost during a seance, and also I don't have any kind of actual legal medical degree. It doesn't make me a quack, okay? I know what I'm doing. Plus, science and seance are basically the same word. He twists your spine into a new configuration.
Ah! Oof! Well adjusted.
You are not. Your
No,
spine is exactly where it's supposed to be for once.
most certainly not. Well, I do feel better. I guess that's all that matters.
Hello again. Whooper, was it?
Yep. Ah, Doc. Can I buy a gift certificate from you?
Sorry, some hoodlum made off with the whole stack, and I haven't had any more printed yet.
Can I get an adjustment?
You know, you're already about as well adjusted as you could ever hope to be.
That's absolutely not true, but I'll take that as a compliment. Bye, Doc. Thanks again. That's all we can do here. Wasn't that a fun little ride? Let's get our original buddy back. Whoop, nope, not what I wanted to do. And I'm going to surrender. Sprained elbow. Does that actually have any effect on my, Not that I can tell immediately. And yet here we are still doing cartwheels. How fun is that? Okay, let's do the thing that I actually wanted to do here. And it is time to proceed with the plot, with an hour 10 on the clock. Here's Gabby.
This place is depressing me. All the offices and concretes, all gray and broken. It is the opposite of a bee's knees.
Yeah, fun was definitely not on their minds when they built this place.
Not even shopping stores. Oh, Gabby is stood correctly.
What?
Turns out she's found a boarded up corner store. Smashes the boards apart with her fingers and wanders inside. She comes out holding a bunch of meat.
What the? That shop looked pretty thoroughly closed down.
Yes. But they left the take a meat, leave a meat cup.
Oh, good. Then it isn't stealing.
Ah, the DMV.
Yep.
Would like to depart making voyages?
We'll vroom vroom in just a bit.
That call again.
You are out of questions. Will you make a guess now?
I don't have any more questions or guesses.
Vote.
Can I guess?
Can I guess?
Can I guess? It is me. I am your dream date.
What?
I have been your dream date the whole time.
If I hang up, will you find me?
Yes. I know where you are.
Who are you two?
I heard one vote.
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Who
That's
are,
fine. Let's go now.
Who are you two?
Silence. Line is dead. Maybe that's for the best.
You've heard too much.
Ask not for whom the phone rings.
Or for whom the mill spins. Huh?
Hey, this payphone technology is so fucking interesting.
Yeah.
This hydrant has multiple things wrong with it. There's some gross fungus on that column. Looks like somebody failed their not abandoning your car test. Well, here it is, the obvious trap you're about to step into.
After I take my piss on the hydrant. Be right back.
I feel like that would irritate the bugs.
Possibly. I shall obtain a drink.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Now, let's walk into a trap.
Drink obtained and snackage as well. Alright. Steal your nerves. Hoist your girdle. Girdle your loins.
Remove your
Grab that
protective
door handle.
Remove your protective cup.
Oh, keep that on. I see a cow! Let's kill it.
Department
Let's
of
come
Magic
home.
and Vehicles. Anything on the benches? I don't see nothing on the benches.
These are mostly bulletins about what to do when your car inevitably develops multiple flat tires, flips over, or bursts into flames.
Let's do the most ethical thing. Oh.
Now you're gonna have to wait your turn, or figure out how to make your turn come faster. I've played this side quest.
I think we all have.
Wanted poster. Not a Pew, fortunately. Pew. The dreaded number dispenser. Pick a number before you start bothering the other customers. You got an item. DMV number 451. Okay, only 10 before you. That doesn't seem too bad. You've been reduced to a number, and not even a prime one.
So, who likes math?
No.
No?
Okay.
Not even a... Alright. Let's have a little fun here. Would you two be willing to name the factors of the number 451?
No.
I don't remember what factors are, to be honest.
So what is 451 divisible by? What numbers? If it helps, there's only 2 of them.
1 and 0?
No, 1 in 11.
11 is 1, yes.
And I guess 41.
Right. Very good. See, Set? It's not so bad.
You speak lies, but sure. One of the Hex Rock monsters escaped SIT's quarry? Why would it be at the DMV?
Yeah, you know what? Let's see the intros of each of these people.
It's a kindly looking old lady. I don't trust her for shit. The robot waiting in line. Does it need a license to drive itself? A hulking, ticked off Minotaur. I guess I could have just said a Minotaur. This guy is dressed in a slick black suit and has the impatient yet nervous air of someone who's used to outranking everyone except the government. He's pretty clearly a mob guy, probably a low-ranking capo. If he was higher ranked, he'd have someone to wait in line for him. It's a swarm of bees. Don't look at me for an explanation. The guy's jaws clenched in the manner of someone who's trying to be patient while holding a shotgun. This guy, this guy has a maple leaf for a head. This kid has something wrong with his eyes. The guy behind the counter gives you a disconcerting look. Better to not interrupt them.
Okay, so there are 9 entities that we can talk to. Would anybody like to give me a number from 1 to 9, going left to right?
6.
6?
I mean, I like to go in order, so I would start at an end and go down.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can't reconcile anything else in my head.
Yeah, the question is if you want to start with rocks or eyeballs.
So let's go beating up the tough guy first. Hi there. So what brings you to the DMV today? Not exactly enlightening. Would you mind if I cut in front of you? Come on, please. You're made of rocks. You operate on a geological scale. You literally have all the time in the world. What is a gush stone? I don't believe we've ever held a gush stone.
I don't think so.
Well, let's have a vote.
I mean, it feels mean to shatter a guy just waiting in line, and we can rock explain to it, so my vote's for that.
Yeah, you know what? Let's use that psychogeologist.
Yeah. Look, you don't need to be here.
Huh?
You're made of hypercrystalline theromorphic diorites. You don't need a wizarding license because you don't cast spells. You're just inherently magical.
Rumble.
I'm sorry, but you're much too heavy to drive a car.
Rumble.
Sorry. Bye. Oh, the situation has changed a bit here. Next up, the old lady. Hi, ma'am. What brings you here today?
Oh, not much. I just need a staple removed from these old documents.
You can't just pull it out yourself?
I tried, dear, but it's a titanium staple, and I'm not as spry as I used to be.
You guys remember a certain item we bought back at SIT and had no clue how to use it?
Vaguely.
I see. Would you mind if I cut in front of you, ma'am?
I certainly would. I've been waiting my turn patiently, and so can you.
So, what do we do?
Obviously, we just remove the staple.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but there are two methods with which to do so.
Let's do what it's intended
I'll
to.
have to use the good old game show be more specific on that one.
3.
Use the tool? Alright. Well, you're in luck, ma'am. I just so happen to have a titanium staple remover here, and I was wondering if I was ever going to find a use for it.
Oh, how marvelous!
Effortlessly removed the staple from her bundle of documents.
Thank you very much, dear. Now I can spend the rest of the afternoon knitting cozies for my collection of vintage machine guns.
Well, you're welcome. Bye.
Leaves with a
Like-
wing.
The gush stone, by the way, comes from a random encounter in Gray County when you fight a bunch of oil golems.
I never ran into that. Interesting. Alright. There's a robot waiting in line. And here we go. Hi, robot.
Robot doesn't react.
Hello? Hey, robot.
Nothing. Must not have a voice command interface.
Hey, robot. You mind if I cut in front of you?
You step in front of the robot and it points a laser gun at you.
Oh. Vote.
I mean, we went through all that effort to get the Robotectronics degree. Might as well reprogram it.
Yeah. Okay, to complete the final exam for SIT's Robotectronics course, this should be a breeze. Punch a sequence of commands into a little console on the back of the robot, and it rolls out of the queue, navigates haltingly around the waiting room benches, and drives out the door.
Way. Oh. This.
Did Maple Leaf Guy just wander off on his own?
No, they've served everybody one at a time as we've been waltzing everybody out of the back of the line.
Oh, I see.
So we've dealt with 3 and he's dealt with 3 up to this point. 4 left.
So I guess the question is, do we leave some that seem more difficult to deal with?
I mean, so far we haven't had any difficulty whatsoever, so...
Honestly, I just want to talk to the bees
Yeah?
before they disappear. I'm curious. What's up with the bees?
I'll check with the bees.
Excuse me? What does a swarm of bees need from the DMV? Did you think it was the DMV? Look, I don't know what you're saying. Alright if I cut in line ahead of you?
Bees vibrate indignantly.
Well, not as many choices, but...
Yeah, no special item. I was curious. So, I say we skip the fighting, and we just go straight for some smoke.
I wouldn't mind a smoke myself.
Look around to make sure nobody official is watching, then blow some smoke out of your hands. The cloud envelops the bees, who become very sleepy and fall to the ground. You carefully sweep them out the door.
Alright. The only option left is the Minotaur, since this guy is being served. Hey, buddy. What are you here for?
Ugh, I don't know! It's so annoying!
Driver's license?
I can't drive! I don't fit any cars! I have to ride the trolley to work!
That's not so bad. Lots of people ride the...
Like a horse!
Oh. Huh.
What do you want? I'm too mad to have a conversation right now.
I was just wondering if you'd mind if I went in front of you. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Hell no! Get back!
How do we deal with this guy?
Two.
Yeah, let's inquire. I'm inquisitive.
Maybe you need a magic license?
I don't know any spells. I just hang around in mazes and labyrinths and Swedish furniture stores.
Um, do you need a license for being a magical creature?
That would be hugely racist. That would be like if I needed a license for being Greek.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Good point. Maybe you just don't need to be here?
What do you mean?
It doesn't seem like any of the stuff they do here applies to you.
I came here for nothing? I've been wasting my time?
Yeah, I feel your pain, but I think that is the case.
Damn it! You know how long it takes to get in and out of that labyrinth? Stop playing angrily.
Sorry. Bye. Well, now we have another problem. Oh. There we go.
I was gonna say, can we interact with that at all?
Nope, it just went.
It's finally your turn. The clerk takes your number ticket, and looks over your form. Alphastogix.
That's me.
To the right and through the mouth.
Come again?
Fluorescent lights flicker for a moment. The room is longer than it was before, and there's a gigantic demonic mouth hovering in the air. To the right, through the mouth.
Blue,
Giddy.
are you ready for your moment?
I guess.
The gnashing maw of shadow. It seems to want to swallow you.
Well, I want to be swallowed, so let's go.
This really does seem very short.
Giant mouth hacks you up like a hairball into an office that clearly can only belong to Dark Noel. How she got snow in here is anyone's guess, but it's probably dark magic of some kind.
Yep. I mean, case in point, we still have 51 minutes on the clock. We're gonna be done before 11.
Presumably this is a two-way horrible shadow maw. I'm going to the DMV.
No, not really.
All these presents are labeled not alpha.
Vicious.
Dark Noel gives you a cheery little wave and then cracks her knuckles.
It's time to do this.
Thanks for coming to my little crimbo party, Alpha. Not that there was much chance of you pulling a no-show. People say I'm obsessed, but all wizards are obsessive. All I had to do was to make you jump was take away your license.
I don't need a civic license to take... Shit. I don't need a license to take you down, Noel. I consider it my civic duty. And I'll do it again, just like I did in the swamp.
That was just a fluke. That swamp doesn't have any crimbo spirit, but now you're on my turf.
Well, if you think I'm gonna switch allegiances and join your Dark Crusade or whatever, you got another think coming.
I wasn't going to ask. I hate your gut.
Well, fine. I hate yours too.
Fine.
Good. And had we stayed at Shadow Level 5, we'd be able to simply absorb her.
That seems like a plain ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little bit.
Instead, what do we do?
What does bewitch mean?
That was a skill we picked up that essentially plays like a Jedi mind trick.
I feel like I want to see her fight moves, though.
Yeah. Sure.
Are you suggesting I throw the fight enough to see some of her attacks?
Yes.
All
Unless
right.
we actually think she could beat you, but assuming you already
I
kind of
don't.
know what she...
We didn't fight the president actually on the other run.
Mm.
All right.
Did
then.
you absorb her?
No. Richard stayed far away from Shadow anything, to the point of closing every hole. Alright then.
Boring.
We'll fight.
Let's go, Shadow Bitch.
Her HP is 81. With your kind indulgence, I am at least going to get rid of these fuckers.
Yeah, feel free. I just want to see if she does anything interesting before we kick her butt. I mean, we already beat the, like, insane thing in the basement, so...
She does not need all of these stats. There, much more manageable. As for everybody else, I'm just gonna beat the crap out of them.
And I mean, is this the, like, end game? Because then all the items, might as well use them.
Close to it. Now. Where's my hot? There's my hot. So she's
Oh,
got...
that's why they were talking about snow.
Yep, so she's got a winter attack.
Well, her favorite holiday is Crimbo.
Would you like to see more of what she can do?
Yeah, does she do anything other than make it snow?
I have no idea. We didn't fight her.
So I gave you a weird challenge. You have to fight, but not that well.
Yeah.
With mediocrity.
So I guess it's just snow.
Yeah, looks that way.
Kind of boring.
We'll give Gabby the final hit.
You won! Dark Noel collapses to the ground, panting.
Uh-oh. What's so funny?
That was just the first Noel. I've got a second form!
God damn it.
Oh.
Huh?
I've seen enough of the internet to know where this is going. So that second horn is pretty sweet. Yeah, sure. How about having to actually fight the terrifying thing?
Yeah. Oh well. Here we go.
So, 4 hooves, 3 mouths, and 4 tentacles?
Yep. Alright. She's gonna get one attack off. Unless I can pull 21 here. Nope. Oh, she's not going to get an attack.
The fourth mouth we just don't see.
Yeah, no gratuity this time. That one might mean business.
Set.
You won! Wow, maybe a holly jolly crimbo after all.
Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, it's her peppermint striped desk.
Mine.
Now, this is less like desk and more of a gift wrapping station. You don't find any information about Uncle Murray. Underneath the paper, scraps and ribbons and blank name tags, lazy, you do find an important looking key.
The key to the Black House.
We'll also have a weird metal chain to a souvenir key shaped like the Black House.
So curious, you and Richard tried to bewitch her?
And succeeded, actually. It got us past the first fight.
Did you still have to fight the tentacle version of her?
Yes. He also had no problems.
Well, the clerk is awaiting his next customer and completely ignoring you. No more need of this terrible machine's terrible numbers. Here, here.
To the Black House.
You're just straight up being attacked by a giant hovering wad of cancer. Considering that there's still going to be cigarette ads on the radio for another 43 years and they won't even start banning smoking on airplanes for 60, you'd think such a direct assault would be unnecessary. I guess I got impatient.
I just took down a shadow president. Do you really think you stand any chance?
I was not expecting it to be like a big wad of organ-looking things, to be honest. I thought it was a cigarette joke.
Oh.
Nope. Not quite so easy. And now, the coup de grace. YMCA!
If only you could beat cancer that easily.
Yeah, I know.
Indeed. 1. It says there's no cure for cancer.
Excuse you! Why are you kicking me?
Slide the key into lock and turn. Both the key and lock suddenly disintegrate, leaving the gate unsecured.
Here we go.
Okay, but does it explain what the weird structures are about?
Not yet. It will in just a moment.
And you can't interrupt this thing enough to sabotage it. This machine indicates the level of ambient awfulness, and it's fucking high. You aren't getting in there unless you discover the secret of phasing through solid steel, which I'm pretty sure you have. Wherever this is measuring, you don't want any of it. It's Uncle Murray!
Uncle Murray, you alright?
Yeah, surprisingly fine, kiddo. Not sure why they didn't just murder me, but I'm glad they didn't.
We too. Whatever, we gotta stop the president from... I guess First Noel is the vice president. So you get more dialogue, Blue. We've gotta stop the president from doing whatever her crazy plan is.
Alright, we do. Wait a minute. What's that?
What's what?
Oh, you got something behind your ear.
Ah, jeez. Don't ever change, Uncle Murray. We do...
In order.
Yeah, we do, I believe, get all these. What happened to you?
Oh, Jessica told you I've been hunting a series of cursed artifacts, right?
Yeah, that's how I found you. We've been using the Detectatron to find more of them, so try to follow your trail.
Oh, so Charles got that thing working finally? That sure would have saved me some trouble. Anyway, a fellow sold me a pen that could only write obscenities. Turned out with a little coaxing you could also get it to write its real owner's current address, which was here. I wrote that letter to you before coming to stake out the place. They caught me while I was snooping around.
Who's this president woman?
I don't know much about her, just that her name is Margaret something and...
Dooley.
Say again?
Dooley.
Quit mumbling, I'm old.
Dooley, Uncle. Her name's Margaret Dooley.
That's weird, I can't hear you saying her last name. How'd you find it out?
I'm not sure, actually.
11 years ago, her barn exploded. That's where all the artifacts came from, I think. There was stuff that was in the barn at the time.
It must have been one hell of an explosion.
No kidding. 5 years later, she's city comptroller. And now I guess she's shadow president? Whatever that is.
What is she planning?
Wish I knew. Built some kind of crazy machine, but I don't know exactly what it's for. With the amount of shadow energy she's collecting to power it, it can't be anything good.
How do we stop her?
Well, she set up 3 big, weird pylons or obelisks or something. I think their function is to pull shadow energy directly out of wherever it comes from and pump it into her machine here in the Black House.
So should we destroy those?
Yeah, ideally before her machine does whatever it's meant for doing.
Destroy 3 things. Good. It's nice to have a specific, straightforward goal for once. I'm pretty sure I've seen all 3 of them before. Not far from here, yeah?
Somewhere in Government Valley. Past that, I'm not sure.
I guess that was all of my questions. Well, all the immediately relevant ones.
We better get moving.
Yeah, let's go. Alright, pop quiz. Name a location where there was a tower.
There was one, I believe, by Army Recruitment.
Army recruitment.
I think. I know there's one at Vista Hill. Nestled amidst the ashes of Little City Park, you spot a statue of Nemesis. Well, not anymore. Dark Noel. Now dead Noel. Struck by a sudden inspiration, you sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top of the statue and leave the rest of the work to the pigeons. I was wrong.
Blue, where should we go? 3 towers out there.
Wasn't there one at the telephone place?
Telephony facility.
It's a telephony.
There's one. Up.
Oh boy. Phone's ringing.
Hello?
Oh weird, hey, is that Alpha? This is Rufus.
Rufus! How'd you know I was here?
I didn't, it's just a coincidence. My brother hunting device calculated that as the best spot to open a wormhole to his location. Since the payphone there, I figured I'd call ahead to check.
A wormhole? I thought it was a communications device.
Oh, it turns out the girl was crazy powerful. And wormholes are a form of communication according to Quant.
There's a crazy shadow pillar thing here. I could use some help dealing with it.
Well, that explains some of the readings. Hang on, I'll be right there.
Thanks.
Okay.
Good luck, Rufus.
Well,
So he didn't actually appear. He just tore it down.
It seems that
the pylon
way.
has been destroyed.
1 down, 2 up. Set. Where to?
Try Vista Hill.
Vista Hill.
On the deserted street corner, they put up a cast iron statue of a medium guy named General Bruce. On top of the statue, kick its face over and over again until the whole thing looks like an army guy with a potato for a head.
Good find. Let's approach it.
That powerful machine goes about its sinister business.
Yeah, let's see what this might do for us. So is this the pylon thing you mentioned, Murray?
Yeah, I never saw a diagram or what have you, but looking at it, I think it's a pretty safe assumption.
And I just have to destroy it?
And the other two. But yes, destroying them should cut off the majority of the power of the President's machine and presumably unseal the Black House. Easier said than done, though. That thing's made of pure umbritanium alloy.
Pure what now?
Shadow metal.
Well, I guess if you consider Umbreon.
I
I
think it's
gotcha.
great Pokemon.
Right.
Strange metal Pillar thrum was fulfilling its terrible, terrible purpose. You're totally out of ideas. Here's a really terrible one on the house. You could try just punching it with your fists until it stops working. There's so much in there. So rich. So powerful. You want it. It's yours already.
But we have to be level 5 to take it.
I gotta admit, this kind of makes me want to play the game myself and get to Shadow Taint. Just play it for evil.
Yeah, I know.
So we seem to have two choices. Do we want to punch the thing, or do we want to check the phone?
The punching it doesn't seem to require any strength and probably won't do anything. Kind of want to know if it will work, though.
You want to try it? Are you sure?
Sure. It might work, but your hand won't anymore. Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah, you give the pillar a few exploratory punches. It hurts like hell, but against all odds, it does seem to have done some damage to the pillar as well. Now, a lot of people cracked their knuckles, but yours are cracked in half.
Does it actually let you punch it down? For real?
Well...
Did the phone stop ringing by itself?
Go find the last one.
Yeah?
That's boring. I want to hear the phone calls.
By the way, this is a perk. I'm pretty certain we can't reverse this. For science's sake, Blue, as you consider the final location, let me try this just to see if it works. Yep. That was a muscle blood toll we just took. Okay. The final location. Where to, Blue?
We did telephones in Vista Hill, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't think there was one at the prison, and I think PDQ, DMV, and IRS were all other locations. So I assume it's at one of the theaters.
Where do we go?
Let's try the municipal one. That sounds officially...
Look at those shadow banks around the corner. You know what they're like? Like the zombies in one of those movies where the zombies aren't actually undead. There's people with really angry bitey disease, so they can still run real fast. Sorry, I guess that comparison isn't germane to the setting. I wonder if zombies even exist as a concept in 1928. I'm not gonna look it up though.
Let's get
I am curious about that surrender repeatedly effect.
Wonder how many it would take. Alright. They were maniacs, maniacs on the floor.
You're gaining effect. Comfort scabs.
It's only good for 3 max HP, so I guess I have to do that a few times over. It is not at the amphitheater. Where to, Set?
Let's try the Civic Ballet Theater. Proceeding statue of Senator Captain Terrence Poindexter stands in the ashes of the old library, commemorating the occasion of Terrence Poindexter burning the library down for accounting irregularities. The statue depicts Terrence and think of solving a heroic equation. Calculator in one hand, ledger in the other. Copying the cap of a marker pen, you scroll new numbers and symbols on both until Terrence's calculations are mathematically invalid. This is fundamentally anathema to an accountant. The statue crumbles into dust.
What's your personal opinion on what you just read?
Much math shit, and I hated it.
It is not at the Ballet Theater. One more shot, Blue.
Remind me where we've been already?
We have been to the Municipal Amphitheater, Vista Hill, IRS, Civic Ballet, the Telephony Facility, the DMV, the bus stop, and Army recruitment.
I really don't remember where it was.
Yeah, the three buildings to which you refer are the IRS, the DMV, and Army recruitment. PDQ was not.
Mm.
As you and Gabby make your way through a row after row of identical gray governmental buildings, you pass by a post that has been carefully and precisely pasted to a wall. There's a silhouette of a flapper kicking one leg in the air with a big red X over the silhouette and the slogan, "Remember, dancing is prohibited on government property." Reference, Regulation 778.83 sub W. See also, frolicking, carousing, tomfoolery, monkey shines, folly.
How do you respond to this, Gabby?
No dancing? No dancing?
Ah, shit.
Gabby is showing them no dancing. Gabby is dancing on faces. Gabby is kicking off the Sunday shoes.
Gosh, you tell him, Gabby.
Alright, let's not break anything else and check the phone this time.
Hello?
Ah, Alpha! Found Tobler on vocalizing. I have become attenuated to the fact that you were a necessity of some assassination.
You almost said something else, didn't you?
I did, and it was much better.
How did you know where I was?
You're one of the family now. If you know something, we know something.
I sure hope that isn't how it works, but as it happens, I really could use some help here.
I will send assistance immediatamente, and their arrival will be forthwith.
Great, thanks.
I really want to know who the second phone call would have summoned.
I googled it. Hobos.
Ah.
MR fisticuffs. Alright, that's the last one. Come on, we gotta get back to the Black House and put a stop to whatever the President's plan is. This might be world domination or world destruction, or maybe both. Honestly, with as much as I was able to learn before they caught me, it's a real glaring gap in my knowledge.
Here we go!
Speaking and gibbering, a horrible half-animal, half-plant, half-alien, half-shadow creature slithers out of the darkness. It makes a high-pitched noise and starts sliding its way towards you. It turns out this thing is actually from some ancient, hyper-intelligent progenitor race. I hope they're at least a little embarrassed by how gross they are.
It's not going to live long enough to know that. Okay, here we go. Keep shooting, Alpha. Don't stop. Huh. They lived long enough to see the day.
Well, you know, sometimes when you're a Cthulhu-esque eldritch horror... You win! Take that, whatever you are. What are you?
The seal is gone.
The seal is broken. Let the games begin. You rush into the foyer of the Black House. Murray leads you up a corridor and down a flight of stairs to a huge basement. The room is dominated by a massive, writhing tear in space, seemingly confined to an unrotating crane. The President is typing furiously at a computer console nearby, but she turns around momentarily when you enter.
This is your
Glares
moment.
at you, practically hissing.
It's your moment, Blue.
I knew I shouldn't have trusted that idiot Noel to deal with you. I noticed the shadow flow has dropped back to ambient. I assume that was your doing.
Yep. I busted your weird pillars, and now I'm busting you.
Oh no. I'd be real upset if you weren't too late.
Oh, nuts.
Yeah, nuts to you. The portal is open, and after I make these last few calibrations, the Emperor of all Shadows will be summoned to this plane to kneel before me. I will rule this universe not as the President, but the Empress.
Wow, that's a much bigger goal than I was expecting.
Yeah, well, go big or go home, right? Anyway, try and stop me. Without my attention at this level to keep the reaction steady, it would implode and turn the whole tri-state area into a smoke crater.
Jeez. Okay, well, you mind if I have a look around?
Sure, whatever. Just don't pester me unless you want everyone to whoever heard of you to die.
Alright. I'm gonna do something for science. Where's my Mobius ring? There it is. Alright. Causality ahoy, I hope.
Causality ahoy?
Uh-huh.
At some point, this horrible project must have involved some chemistry. These chemicals are as dangerous as a barrel of monkeys with shotguns for arms. That is such a specific visit.
What's with this?
This desk has seen a lot, especially recently. Ari's holding a weird something?
What's that?
An unpertaining bomb. I confiscated from parts I found lying around while you were distracting the president. Good job.
No problem. Yeah, that was intentional. But, what's your plan exactly? From what she said, it sounded pretty bad to mess with this stuff.
You're trying to summon something, right? I figure by applying enough pressure at just the right time, we can reverse the flow and make it an out portal instead of an in portal.
Ah, I get it. So it'll suck her out into space and no more problem.
Well, not exactly. Or rather, yes, but that's not the end of it. You also have to take care of whatever's waiting on the other side of that portal.
Oh. Oh. You're saying I have to go through and fight it, aren't you?
I don't know if it's been a literal fight or what, but yeah. That's the long and short of it, kiddo. This is the end game, and there's no coming back from this. You ready?
Well...
Actually, let me be more explicit. This is literally the end game. Once I set off this bomb and you go through that portal, you can't come back and the game ends one way or another. But nothing gets saved after you go, so you can reload back to here and keep playing afterwards.
I don't really understand what you mean by that.
Well, that's okay, kiddo. I wasn't really talking to you.
Well, fuck the fourth wall, I guess. Let me take care of something
Nice
first.
that they warn you in case you wanted to go do some more exploring.
True. Alright.
Oh my goodness. That was
Sorry.
a little painful.
Sorry about that. So they give us all 3 workbenches. Pretty telling, isn't it?
It's a sad little hot plate and a sad little machine. Hey, mostly just engineering a couple of hey, what's this? The complete works of Schmelgland Plenser.
New book?
Okay.
A well-worn and thoroughly read book of terrible late 16th century poetry.
And we can't read it.
So, what is the point of it being here then?
I really don't know.
This bed clearly hasn't slept in weeks.
Let's go piss her off some more. Oh.
Always. That you interrupted her, the entire universe might blow up, or at least the tri-state area.
That's probably the most explicit clue we've had all game.
What?
Tri-state area.
Well, I'm no expert, but this seems bad.
If you're still not sure which Ocean City we're talking about, There's a super explicit clue.
Alright, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Well, is there anything else around?
I've explored
Like,
the entire room.
no, I meant anything back in the other sections that we didn't finish yet.
I ground all the way out and did all that would allow me to do. I'm guessing without any rings or wanders or outside of the box or nothing like that. This wasn't going to be a 100% run, and I knew that. Besides, if it was a 100% run, where's the encouragement to play this game yourselves? I'm ready.
Anyway.
Let's do it.
Okay, it was good seeing you again, kiddo. I think I got the spawn wired so I can toss it and set it off from here by overloading this other who's it, which hopefully won't end up with me getting killed. But whatever happens, you gotta jump through right away. I don't know how much time you'll have.
Jeez. Okay, be careful.
You too, kiddo. Ready?
Ready. Here goes nothing. Resolution.
You, and Gabby, and the President, and her machines, and a sizable chunk of the floor, appear in the middle of a pale void lit by the just-arrived light of stars that burned out uncountable eons ago.
Ah, no! What did you do?
Threw a little monkey wrench into your plans.
Don't try to act cool about this. You don't have the slightest idea what kind of power you're messing with.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Welcome, playthings!
What the hell?
You look over to the right where you see a hovering swarm of giant mouths and eyes. It's Hermaeus Mora. You get the feeling that this is actually your brain's best attempt to render what you're actually seeing in a way that won't simply annihilate your mind.
In particular, that!
Oh.
Was this whole deal just a giant monkey's paw? Like, did I achieve ultimate power but also got cursed to be constantly surrounded by monsters?
Hey.
The portal frame still looks intact. I can reopen it and fix this.
Oh? You can get us back?
I can get me back, and then continue with my plan to summon the Emperor to our controllable conditions as intended, yes.
What if I don't want you to do that?
Do I look like someone who gives a hot crap what you want? Go away. Go die in the void.
Sheesh, somebody's cranky.
Abby is practically vibrating with excitement.
It's time! Gabby's secret plan is coming to fruiting.
Say what?
A secret plan of Gabby's. So much dancing, so much fighting, so much Gabby's.
This is something to do with the times you wandered off before?
Yes, Gabby will show you now. Gabby will summon the Gabbies to dance and fight away all of the bads. Are you ready for it?
Go for it, Gabby.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
So many Gabbies, so much dancing.
That's it. We did it. This is something that Richard did not come up with doing. Using the partner instead of fighting.
Underwhelming.
Yeah, unfortunate. Gabby wasn't the best dancer in the universe, but she turned out to be the most important one. After the metaphorical smoke cleared, you found yourself stuck in the weird interdimensional void where the final showdown happened. Unfortunately, the fact that you created a temporal paradox before you left the universe meant that you could never come back to normal reality. You waited 1 billion years, and that was only the beginning. Actually, it's meaningless to say that it was the beginning. The first 1 billion years weren't any different than the next billion. You were still there. You always had been. The universe ended, and you weren't in it. Go for it, Set.
Murray's bomb blasted him past the borders of reality. He drifted outside of the world for a span of time that might have been 5 minutes or 5,000 years. The only way to be sure is to not press a key for 5,000 years. Then you'll know it was that long.
Not gonna happen. Blue?
A few weeks later, Jessica accidentally activated the failsafe interdimensional homing teleporter Murray had left in one of his desk drawers. She was looking for a pen. Murray was wrenched through the ether and then unceremoniously dumped on the floor of the antique store. They spent a while trying to figure out what happened to you, but didn't have any luck. Being outside of the entirety of time and space makes you pretty hard to track down. Eventually, Murray gave up and started looking for another relative to help him with his future ventures.
Dude.
Big Dick's halfway in did a brisk trade until the end of Prohibition, at which point it did an even brisker one.
When they started televising underground bare-knuckle boxing, Gabby got really excited and joined the league. Her combat style was a mixture of different martial arts that came to be known as super weird fighting.
Molly and Nancy went on to become the most notorious bank-robbing duo in history. They were last seen somewhere in Bolivia.
Simone went on to become the chair of the SIT Robotectronics Department.
Thanks to your tireless crime fighting, the streets of Ocean City have never been safer.
King Johnny got the camp loaded into the ocean with Samuel and Agamemnon doing most of the heavy lifting. There was an Agamemnon?
Yep.
With the wind at their backs, they set sail for distant shores. Thanks to Ovid and Croesus, the expedition was comfortable and well-funded. Sure, it got boring at times, but Howie entertained folks with this harmonica, and Dusty brought a deck of cards. Whenever anybody got scratched up or seasick, Doc was there to provide some medical attention. The nights were cold, but between Beatrice's wool and Calendula's moonshine, everybody kept pretty cozy. They ate creamed fish thanks to Walter and Creamy Steve. Cornelius and Beanie provided cornbread and beans. Mossman provided fine herbs and exotic spices. After a long and difficult journey, they arrived at the land they had promised to themselves. They founded a new nation, a nation of hobos. By hobos, for hobos, with liberty and justice for hobos.
Marvin went on to set the world record for mailbox sitting. He held the record for nearly a week. He has recently become interested in flagpoles.
Bishop's inspection went swimmingly. The vicar of St. Polycarp's was soon promoted to vice pope.
With that whole grisly murder business behind her, Miss Brewster went on to win the Boarding House of the Decade award from the International Salesmen's League.
Crystal's store was moderately successful, but she was confident that in about 40 years, business would boom.
70 years from now, the historical village of Sandwich is still a popular tourist attraction. It's particularly popular among mixed-up hipsters who get it confused with Sandwich, Brooklyn.
SIT's astronomy program continued to be no less dumb than SIT's astrology program.
To this day, they still refer to a strawberry, licorice, and mint omelet as the Alpha.
Out there, buddy. Dear help, Rhonda Rasmussen became the first person in history to fly all the way around a swamp. Fame lasted until nearly a month later, when Charles Lindbergh was seen buying a new set of shoelaces.
Frogger Haim turned Haim Quarry into an ecologically responsible workers' collective, which did quite well. He spent most of his share of the profits on fast cars, sandwiches, and open-minded women.
The loss of Tom and Kathy plunged Largemouth Bass and Sons into a succession crisis. In the chaos, the bastard reboner returned from exile and made his claim to the throne.
Wow.
Although Tom and Kathy's judge wig business never took off domestically, they were knighted in Albion for services to judicial fashion. Wow.
Others used his new tongue to preach nonviolence and counseled many a troubled youth away from a life of big game hunting. John Leathers was convicted of male manslaughter and is preparing himself to be sent to a penal colony on Mars. How did they get there and we didn't?
Great question.
In time, the wreck of the longer fellow was swallowed whole by the swamp. Though a boat may be long, not as longer than nature's mouth.
Wanna bet? The kid with glasses spent a week bragging after you proved his theory about big hands. The plant kid will happily wear Mossman's mustache for the rest of his life. The chemist kid is still reeling from the whiff of the smell of the wisp you brought her. The radio kid still proudly wears the feather you brought him from Barbara Yagara. The kid with the wrench still tells stories about the time you captured the Chupararanja. The fly girl is still grateful for the pube you brought her from Flemberg.
Will Hunter moved to international waters to escape federal prosecution for marble fraud.
The Mole Ross place remained uninhabited until the 1990s when it became a hotbed for swinging sexy singles.
Of all people to read that.
Wow. With no natural predators to thin their numbers, McMillican-Cuddy's sheep bred out of control. He went on to become the region's primary supplier of both mittens and mutton.
Despite all your efforts, the maze stayed pretty much exactly the same. Forever. Really made sure of that.
The workers at the Ford compound were able to get the factory machinery back up and running. After months of research and hard work, they were finally able to make a car entirely out of beans. It smelled awful and nobody would buy it, so they ended up abandoning it on the streets of Ocean City.
The old ham mill never spun again.
Rufus emerged from his portal somewhere deep underground. He didn't know where he was, but he knew he was one step closer to his brother. That's all that mattered.
So, thoughts, opinions as the credits roll.
Loved it. Expected to.
What?
Credits of Loathing.
Yeah.
No, you were... It sounded like you said something else, but it was fuzzy in the middle.
I said I loved it and I expected to love it.
Ah, that's what it was.
It was a Loathing game.
I was,
Traffic fatalities.
I have to admit, I was a little disappointed. Like, it felt like it went a little too fast with Gabby there. I was expecting a little more storyline about or at least a follow-up on the president.
I was
Mr. Lieutenant something or other. I didn't see the last name, but they were still great.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd get to see all the Gabbies beat up the final creature that was described as floating eyes and floating mouth.
Yeah, I know. A little sad about that, but
Aww.
that's okay. Development pets. Yay, all the kitties.
That's really sweet.
Apparently there's 16 different endings.
Yeah, I can't say I'm interested in chasing more down myself, although I'm more than happy to join on any future run. So yeah, we tapped on Kingdom of Loathing before. There you go. KingdomofLoathing.com.
Guess I'll be looking into that later.
Indeed. And that, folks, is our game. So before we sign off, here's what I know for sure. We will not be here next week. Things going on for the weekend following. We plan to be back in 2 weeks.
We just have to decide on a game.
Yeah. Yeah, what's next, and more importantly, who's next?
Let me see. What's 2 weeks from now?
23rd. I'd be more than happy to do it again. I just have to. Well, I'll just squeeze out everything that I've got here, and if you guys are interested in doing the playing for one, do the same, and we'll figure one out before we get back.
Oh wait, there's more than 16 endings.
Jesus.
Oh, wow. That's more grinding than I feel like doing.
So there's 16 endings if your taint level is 2 and below. And you've completed all of your companions because there are different companion endings.
Too many combinations.
Yeah.
Too many life choices that would need to be made.
And then it says if you encountered your future self at Crystal Dream and didn't have an encounter with your past self, you have a temporal paradox.
Yeah.
And then there's some other endings attached to that.
Yep.
Interesting.
Indeed. Well, that was fun. And glad you were able to join us, Blue. That really added a lot having you here.
It did.
So, to the future then.
Woo!
And with that, we'll see you folks somewhere doing something in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night.